So welcome friends. Welcome to the another lecture of Prerna scheme under sponsored by AICTE New Delhi. Professor Ankita Mishra is with us now. She will deliver the lecture on engineering mechanics. Ma'am, I request you to please take over the session.
Okay. Welcome students. This is Ankita Mishra. I'm taking structural engineering, assistant professor in civil engineering department of Tulsi Ramji Gaikwad Patel College of Engineering and Technology. Today's topic is system of forces and kinematics of point mass and rigid body. Okay. So, first of all, we take a look on a topic, force. Okay. So, what is meant by force? As you see in PPT displaying, okay, force is an agent which produce or tends to produce, destroy or tends to destroy motion of a body is called force. Okay, so an external agency which is applied over the specimen, because of this external force, a particular specimen get destroy or tends to destroy. Okay, force, an agent which produce or tends to produce, destroy or tends to destroy the motion of a body is called as force. The unit of force is Newton. It is a standard unit. Okay, and a force is a vector quantity. Okay, so when a mechanics problems or system has more than one force acting, it is known as force system. Okay, when a mechanics problem or system has more than one force acting, it is known as force system or a system of force. This is the characteristics of force, like the magnitude, direction, nature, and point of application. See, the magnitude is known as the quantity of force. What is the value of force? Okay, in which direction it is applied. A force, it has a certain fixed direction, right? The nature of force is it may be tensile or compressive. That is, the push or pull action is applied over the particular body. Last one is point of application. The particular point at which the force act, that particular point is called as point of application, whether it is a point load or it is a uniformly distributed load over the specimen, over the body. Now, the next is type of forces. As you see on the PPT, these are the types of forces displaying over it. Number one is contact force. Number two is body force. Number three is point force, then distributed force, then external force, then internal force, then frictional force, wind force, hydrostatic force, and cohesive and adhesive force, etc. These are the some type of forces which is displaying over this. As you see, this is the contact forces. The force produced by direct contact of bodies is known as contact force. It may be pull type or it may be push type. Okay, it may be tensile in nature or maybe compression in nature, right? As you see in this displaying picture, this particular force come direct in contact. As you see, if a person stand over the floor and the particular person come direct in contact with each other. Okay, so this particular type of force is called as contact forces. Number two is body forces. The forces produced without contact of bodies is called as body forces. It is the force holds together the particles forming the rigid body. As you see in this displaying picture, this is the internal force which is developed inside the particular body of the specimen. Then the next type is point forces. The force, this particular type of force is acting on a particular point of the specimen. Generally we called as point load. It act on a very small area compared to the total surface area. एक particular point पे act करता है, ठीक है? This particular type of force is called as point load or point force. As you see the example displaying, right? Okay, then the next one is distributed force. When the force is distributed over the larger area, it is called as distributed force. This particular force is called as uniformly distribution. Uniformly distributed load over the area. It covers over the entire area of the object. Particular object का पूरा area cover करता है. पूरे particular area में the particular force is act over the surface of the area, all over the surface of the area with uniformly distribution. As you see the image displaying shows the uniformly distribution pattern of load. Next one is the external and internal force. The force exerted by weight on a body is external force, while the resistance offered to retain its shape is called as internal force. When we apply a particular external force in a body, the body should itself resist that particular external force by applying the opposite motion of the force, that is called internal force. If the external force is acting on a body, the particular body resists it by applying the internal force. Okay, in this way, this external and internal force perform. The images shown as the external force is applied on a particular body, the body should itself produce an internal resistance, internal force towards the external force. This particular statement, this particular phenomena is called as stresses developed, that is called as internal resistance stress of a particular body. And this particular phenomena is called as stress. Stress developed inside the body. It is the resistance offered by the body to the external force loading. Next is action and reaction. As you all know, as per the Newton's third law, whenever a body exerts a force on another body, the other body exerts similar force on the former body, known as reaction. Okay? As you see the motion of the action and reaction forces shown, displaying over this PPT. See, as the action air rushes down, the particular reaction of balloon goes up. Both the forces are opposite in nature. Next type of force is frictional force. It is the resisting force offered during sliding of a body by the surface in contact is called as frictional force, and it is always react in opposite direction. As we apply the external force to the particular body, a friction is developed to resist that particular force in opposite direction of motion. See, the external force, pushing force, is acting on a body particular specimen, and the friction force is applied on the opposite direction to resist that particular force. Next is wind force. As you all know, it is a general atmospheric force which is created by the wind action, the force exerted by wind when it is obstructed by any object. It is a natural force acting on a particular structure. It depends on the intensity of the wind, how much intensity the air carried with it. Depending on the different region, there is a different kind of intensities of wind. Next is cohesion and adhesion. The force developed between the molecules of same material is called as cohesive force. In cohesive force, the material is same. The inter forces developed between the molecules is called as cohesive forces. Second one is the force developed between the molecules of different material. When the material is changed, when there are different materials were there, if they particular force are act interconnected, then this particular force is called as adhesive force. And when the material of having the same property or same material is there, then the interconnected force is called as cohesive forces. There is a cohesion property and adhesion property of material exist. Next type of force is hydrostatic force. It is a particular kind of force exerted on a particular body by the water. Okay, the force exerted by water on a body when it is obstructed by a body. So hydrostatic force is particularly type of force of water acting affect by the water, exerted by the water. Okay. Next, this is the system of forces. System of forces means when two or more forces act on a body, they are called as system of forces. These are the types of system of forces. Number one is coplanar forces. Number two is concurrent forces. Number three, collinear forces. Next is coplanar concurrent forces. Then coplanar non-concurrent forces. Next is non-coplanar concurrent forces. Then non-coplanar non-concurrent forces. Next, like parallel forces, then unlike parallel forces, and the last one is spatial forces. These are the common type of system of forces. Next, coplanar forces. Then what is meant by coplanar forces? In this particular type of system of force, the forces whose line of action lie on the same plane. Okay, the action of the particular type of forces act on a same plane. Okay, the plane of this particular type of forces is same for all the forces. as you see, as the image displaying over this, see, there are different forces acting on a same plane. This particular type is called as coplanar forces when this plane is same for all the forces. Next, concurrent forces. The forces which meet at one point. See, there are number of forces acting on a plane, but their origin is same or they act at a one point. This particular type of system is called as concurrent forces. Number of forces are acting on a particular plane, but their origin or their point of application is same, then this type of system is called as concurrent force system. As you see the image displaying over this PPT, there are three different types of forces, F1, F2 and F3, but they meet at a one point, their origin is same, okay, as it is displaying over it. Their origin point is common for all the three forces, that is the common point is O. Their origin is same. Though they act in a different phases in different direction, but their origin is same. So this type of force system is called as concurrent force system. Next is collinear forces. The forces whose line of action lie on the same line are known as collinear forces. See, in this particular type, the line of action of all the forces lie on the same line. As you see the picture, F1, F2, F3. There are three different forces. Their line of action is same in Z direction. Okay, their line of action is same, F1, F2 and F3. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
क्या होता है? तुम पॉज करो, तुम मत करो। कोई नहीं।
Okay, so what we are discussing, collinear forces. Okay, there are three different forces shown in figure, F1, F2, F3. Their line of action is same. In Z direction they are acting. The direction may be different, okay, but their line of action is same. This particular type of forces is called as collinear forces. Next is coplanar concurrent forces. See here, coplanar concurrent forces, the forces which meet at one point and line of action also lie on the same plane. See here, there are three different types of forces shown in figure, F1, F2, F3. Their line of action on a particular plane is same. They all three forces are lied on a particular plane. Okay. And it is also a concurrent forces because their meeting point or the origin for all the three forces is common, is same. Okay, for F1, for F2, for F3, the origin or common point is same for all the three forces, and they also lie on a same plane. Okay, plane is also same and they meet at a particular point. That's why this particular type of force system is called as coplanar concurrent forces. तीनों forces का particular plane भी same है और उनके meeting point भी common है, इसीलिए this type of particular force system is called as coplanar concurrent force system. The example is given with the help of diagram so that you can understand very well the concept of coplanar concurrent force system. Next, non-coplanar concurrent forces. See here, this particular force system whose line of action do not lie on the same plane, but they meet at a one point. Okay, their meeting point is common for all the three forces, but their plane, but they lies on the different planes. Their meeting point is common. Okay, but the planes are different. The all three forces lie on the different planes. Okay, but as you see, there is a common meeting point. That's why it is called as concurrent forces, but non-coplanar. Non-coplanar means that they all lie on a different planes. Okay, so this particular type of system is called as non-coplanar concurrent force system. Next, the coplanar non-concurrent forces. See here, there are four different types of forces acting on a same plane, but they do not meet at a one point. Okay, the forces whose line of action lie on the same plane, but they do not meet at one point are known as coplanar non-concurrent forces. All the four forces lie on the same plane, इनका plane same है, but they do not point at a one point. They do not originate from one point. Okay, but their plane is same. They lie on the same plane, but do not meet at one point. This particular force system is called as coplanar non-concurrent forces. As you see the example, a 50 kilonewton force, then 200 kilonewton force. There is a object ABCD. Different forces are acting over the particular object. 50 kilonewton, 200 kilonewton, and 200 kilonewton in downward direction. 50 kilonewton in left hand sides goes left hand side. So the four forces are acting on a particular plane, but they do not meet at a one point. Next, as you see, the lines of action do not meet. There is an example shown on right hand side. Coplanar non-concurrent force system. Plane is same, but they do not meet at one point. Next is non-coplanar non-concurrent forces. Non-coplanar, that means planes is also different. Non-concurrent, that means their meeting point is not same. Okay, the name itself suggests, the name itself explains the concept of the particular type of forces. Non-coplanar, that means plane same नहीं है, and non-concurrent, that means वो particular point पे meet नहीं हो रहे. The forces whose line of action do not lie on the same plane and they do not meet at any point. Okay, all the three forces are acting on a different plane, different lamina of the particular specimen of particular body. F1, F2, F3, all the three forces acting on a different lamina, different plane, and their meeting point is also not common. Okay, all three forces are acting in their own direction. There is no common point. This particular type of force system is called as non-coplanar, non-concurrent forces. Okay, are you getting this? The non-coplanar non-concurrent forces, their plane is also not same. They lie on a different laminas and their meeting point is also not common. Name itself explains the meaning of the particular force system. Next is like parallel forces. Forces whose line of action are parallel to each other and all of them act in the same direction. See here, the direction is also same and their line of action are parallel to each other. All the forces are parallel to each other, okay, and they're acting in same direction. Whether it in this particular picture it shows all the forces are acting downward direction, okay, their direction is downward and they are parallel to each other. This particular force system is called as like parallel forces. They all acting on a particular specimen in same direction. Okay. See the picture displaying gives you an idea about how the forces are acting in parallel to each other in same directions, right? Then the unlike parallel forces. As we previously see, like parallel forces, similar to that, it is unlike parallel forces, but the only difference is they do not act in same direction. Their direction is not same. As you all see, the first force is acting in upward direction and the second one is acting in downward direction. Again, the third one is acting in upward direction and the last one in downward direction. So they are parallel forces, but they do not act in the same directions. Okay, their line of actions are parallel to each other, but they do not act in same direction. Okay, so this particular type of force system is called as unlike parallel forces. They are parallel but do not act in same direction. So these two particular type of forces, like parallel forces and unlike parallel forces, the name itself gives the explanation about this system of forces. Okay, then the next is spatial forces. The forces acting in the space are known as spatial forces. So this particular topic is not according to your syllabus because this particular type of force is acting in the space, so it is known as spatial forces. The forces acting in space but meeting at one point is known as spatial forces. Okay, their common point, their meeting point is same, but this particular type of force is acting in a space. Okay, so till now we cover all the type of system of forces. हमने सारे system देखे forces के. Okay, starting from the coplanar force system and last one is spatial forces. Okay, then the next system of force is resolved forces. Splitting of force into their component unit is called as resolution of force. Okay, this is the reverse process which consists of expressing a single force in terms of their components. See here, there is a single force acting on a particular body in inclined direction, but we have to resolve in a particular standard manner, that is f of x and f of y in x direction and in y direction. Then how to resolve it? When the force is acting in inclined direction, that is f, when the force is acting in inclined direction, particular body, that is f, then how to resolve it? So as you see, the resolution is done in x direction and y direction. The f of x and f of y, f of x, there is a formula for calculating the f of x is equal to f cos theta, and for f of y the resolution is done in f sin theta. ठीक है, x direction के लिए this is the kind of trigonometry principle is used for the resolution process. The particular f force is resolved in two component, that is f of x and f of y, by applying the trigonometric principle, by applying the formula f of x is equal to f cos theta and f of y is equal to f sin theta. Here the theta is the inclination angle with respect to the horizontal, inclination of angle of that particular force with respect to horizontal base, with respect to horizontal. Okay, so It is the inclination angle through which we resolve the two component of forces, that is f of x and f of y. Okay. So in this way, we resolve this inclined force in two component, f cos theta and f sin theta, and we get the values of forces, f of x and f of y. Then here we ends all the system of forces. This is the last type of system of forces, resolved forces. Okay, wait. See, there are 10 type of forces. There are 10 system of forces जो हमने अभी पूरा स्टडी किया है. कोप्लेनर फोर्सेस, कोप्लेनर प्लेन सेम है, कॉन्करेंट पॉइंट सेम है, कोलिनियर लाइन ऑफ एक्शन सेम है, कोप्लानर कॉन्करेंट फोर्सेस प्लेन भी सेम है. Okay, they are act on a particular, lie on the same lamina. Concurrent, their meeting point is also same. ठीक है, we look all the summary of the system of forces. Okay, coplanar non-concurrent forces, coplanar non-concurrent, plane same है but point non-concurrent, point same नहीं है. Okay, next is non-coplanar non-concurrent, lamina is also different and meeting point is also different for all the forces. Then like parallel forces, they are parallel to each other and they are acting at the same direction. Then unlike parallel forces, they are also parallel to each other, but their direction is different. They are acting different to each other. Their direction is different. Then the last is spatial forces. They are acting in space, meeting at a one point. And the last one is resolved forces. Okay. So here we end the particular system of forces, type of system of forces. Next, the topic is equilibrium condition. What is meant by equilibrium condition? First of all, it is a necessary and sufficient condition for the static equilibrium of body, that the resultant force and couple from all the external force system form a system equivalent to zero. See here, number of forces acting on a body in x direction or z direction. Okay, but their summation is equal to zero. Okay, for a rigid body in static equilibrium, the external forces and moments are balanced and will impart no translational or rotational motion of the body. Particular structure पे जब number of forces act करते हैं, x direction में act कर सकते हैं, otherwise y direction में act कर सकते हैं और z direction में act कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, but when the body is rigid, all the forces acting on a body will become neutral or balanced. They get balanced or neutral at last. There is no effect on that particular rigid body. Theoretically, we study this. Okay, जब भी particular rigid body पे number of forces act करते हैं, but theoretically हम ये study करते हैं कि वो forces का particular body पे कोई effect नहीं होता है. Okay, all the forces get balanced and neutral at last. So summation of forces in x direction, sum of all the forces in x direction will equal to zero. There are three equilibrium conditions. Summation of f of x is equal to zero, summation of f of y is equal to zero, and summation of moment is equal to zero. This means summation of all the forces in x direction is equal to 0. You have to equate it with 0. Summation of all the forces in y direction is equal to 0, and summation of all the moment called as force into distance. Moment means force into distance. Okay, so the summation of moments in all the direction is equal to 0. These are the three basic equilibrium conditions. As you see, the point number 2 displaying, okay, for a rigid body in static equilibrium, the external forces and moments are balanced. All the external forces and moment which is caused, they all get balanced and will impart no translational or rotational motion of the body. The particular rigid body पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा जब भी ये सारे फोर्सेस उस पर एक्ट करते हैं, बट एट लास्ट वो सारे फोर्सेस बैलेंस हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, सारे एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस, all the external forces and moments are get balanced and will impart no translational or rotational motion of the body. पर्टिकुलर बॉडी पे उनका कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. ओके, दिस इज द थ्योरेटिकल कंसेप्ट, बट एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस में ये चीज फॉलो नहीं होती है, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ फोर्सेस आर एक्टिंग ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर बॉडी. फोर्सेस जब पर्टिकुलर बॉडी पे एक्ट होते हैं तो पर्टिकुलर stresses developed होते हैं, और according to that stresses strain is developed. There is a changes occur in a particular body में. जब भी particular force जब particular point पे particular structure पे act करता है, stresses developed होते हैं. Because of this stresses strain is developed. Okay, so the changes occur due to this external force. Okay, this is all the mechanics. Under the action of forces, we have to analyze the structure. We have to analyze its deformation. Okay, so this particular phenomena is acceptable in theoretical background, but practically we see that there is a load. When there is a load acting over the particular specimen, particular body, stresses develop. Then as the stresses develop, the strain is there, strain develop, there is a deformation causes. Okay, so this is totally a theoretical based concept that for a rigid body in static equilibrium, the external forces and moments are balanced and will impart no translational or rotational motion of the body. So sum of all the forces acting in x direction, sum of all the forces acting in y direction, and all the moments caused is equal to 0. No effect on a particular body. The forces causes no effect on particular body. Okay. Next. So you should note down all the equilibrium conditions, all the three equilibrium conditions. This is very important as far as the gate concerned. This is the basic concept of engineering mechanics, the equilibrium conditions. Note it down fast. This is the basic question asked for 1 marks in gate examination. The overall engineering mechanics carried a 3 to 5 marks weightage in gate examination. The basic concepts were asked in the particular examination. 3 to 5 marks के लिए carry करता है engineering mechanics का topic. So this is the main topic in which the question is asked in gate examination. The 3 equilibrium conditions. So note it down, all the 3 equilibrium condition. As I repeat, summation of f of x is equal to 0, summation of f of y is equal to 0, summation of moment is equal to 0. This is the 3 basic equilibrium condition. Okay, and this is based on a concept of rigid body. As you all know, what is meant by rigid body? Rigid means a fixity. Okay, fixity in the support. Okay, rigid means fixity. So as you all know, What is mean by rigid body? So this particular concept is applicable to the rigid body in static equilibrium. Okay. Then next topic is friction. So in previous slide, we'll see in previous slide फ्रिक्शन एक फोर्स हमने देखा है. फ्रिक्शन किस तरीके से एक्ट होता है अपोजिट टू द एक्सटर्नल फोर्स, opposite to the direction of external force. Okay, so when a body slide or tends to slide on a surface on which it is resting, a resisting force opposing the motion is produced at contact surface. This resisting force is called as friction force. Okay, जब particular body टेंड्स टू स्लाइड, जब वो स्लाइड होने का ट्राई करती है, अब ये स्लाइड क्यों होगी? जब पर्टिकुलर एक्सटर्नल फोर्स उसको जब उस पर एक्ट करता है, एक्सटर्नल फोर्स पर्टिकुलर बॉडी पे एक्ट करता है, वो पर्टिकुलर फोर्स वो पर्टिकुलर बॉडी को मूव करता है, टेंड्स टू स्लाइड और टेंड्स टू मूव. ठीक है, जिस डायरेक्शन में एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाई होता है उस पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन में, ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन योर स्पेसिमेन गेट स्लाइड और मूव. ओके, so an opposite frictional force is caused. It is also called a resisting force. ठीक है, एक्सटर्नल फोर्स जिस डायरेक्शन में आ रहा है उसके बिल्कुल अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में एक रेजिस्टिंग फोर्स अप्लाई होता है फॉर अपोजिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर मोशन. अगर एक पर्टिकुलर फोर्स आपको मूव कर रहा है राइट डायरेक्शन में, देन अ रेजिस्टिंग फोर्स इज अप्लाइड to oppose that particular motion, and that resisting force is called as frictional force. Okay, a resisting force opposing the motion is produced at the contact surface, and this particular type of friction force is generally produced at contact surface, contact of surface to the object. Okay, specimen placed on a particular surface, their contacting point, contact surface, and the friction force is generally developed at this particular contact surface in opposite direction to the external force. It is also called as resisting force. As the image display in this PPT, as you all see, there is a pushing force called as external force acting on a particular object. Okay, gives the motion towards the right hand side, but the friction force is act in opposite direction to oppose that particular motion. Okay, and this friction force produced at the contact surface of that particular object and surface. Okay, see the arrows shown the pushing force in right direction and friction force in left direction. They act in opposite to each other. Okay, so in this way the motion get resist. ओके, जो वो पर्टिकुलर फोर्स स्पेसिमेन को स्लाइड कर रहा था टेंड्स टू स्लाइड और टेंड्स टू मूव, बट हमारा जो फ्रिक्शन फोर्स है उसको रेजिस्ट कर रहा है और वो पर्टिकुलर मोशन को रेजिस्ट करते हुए स्टेबिलिटी मेंटेन करता है ऑब्जेक्ट का. ठीक है, गेटिंग? नेक्स्ट, these are the types of friction. Number one is static friction. Number two is dynamic friction. Then number three is sliding friction. Number four is rolling friction. Okay, see, static friction means what? The friction experienced by a body when it is at rest is called as static friction. जब भी हमारा बॉडी रेस्ट कंडीशन में होता है, ओके, the specimen is at rest condition, no motion is caused, but the frictional force is experienced by the body, friction force is exist in that particular state, then this type of friction is called as static friction. Okay. Next is dynamic friction, when the body is in motion state. Okay, then the friction force is developed, called as dynamic friction. When the body is in motion, the frictional force which is developed, that particular type of friction is called as dynamic friction. A friction experienced by a body when it is in motion is called as dynamic friction. Next, sliding friction. Friction experienced by a body when it slides over another body is called as sliding friction. When a particular body gets slides over another body, for example, a box is kept on a surface, and when an external agency of force tends to move the body or tends to move the specimen or slide the specimen over another body, then an opposing force is caused to resist that particular forces in sliding direction, in inclined direction. So this particular type of friction is called as sliding friction. This particular phenomena is generally caused on inclined surface. Next is rolling friction. Friction experienced by a body when it rolls over another body is called as rolling friction. Okay. Sliding friction and rolling friction, they are similar terms to each other, but in rolling friction, the particular body rolls over the surface by the action of external force. Okay. So the friction experienced by a body when it rolls over another body is called as rolling friction. So these are the types of friction. The all four types are important: static, dynamic, sliding, and rolling. So this is the basic concept of friction. Types of, as we see, what is friction and their types of friction. Okay. Done. Next. So next topic comes under this session is kinematics of point mass and rigid body. See, as you all know, all points of the body have the same velocity. In this particular topic, kinematics of point mass and rigid body, all points of the body have the same velocity and same acceleration. Okay. In this particular topic, all the points of body have the same velocity and same acceleration. Velocity भी same होता है and acceleration भी same रहेगा. Okay. Rotation about a fixed axis, that is, all the particles move in circular path about the axis of rotation. सभी particles एक particular path follow करते हैं एक particular axis के around. ठीक है, move in a circular path about the axis of rotation, all particles. Okay, so this is the basic concept of kinematics of point mass and rigid body. all the particles having the same velocity and same acceleration, एक ही velocity से एक ही acceleration से सभी particles move करते हैं और सभी particle rotate करते हैं in particular path, in one path, in circular path about the axis of rotation. Okay, there is a rotation cause, तो rotation है तो उनका movement भी जो है वो सेम रहेगा, सर्कुलर पाथ में ही रहेगा अबाउट द एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. Okay, all the particles move in circular path about the axis of rotation. Okay, okay, see, then what is meant by rigid body? A system of particles for which the distance between the particles remain unchanged. Rigid body के लिए कुछ concepts दिए हैं. There are some concepts about the rigid body in kinematics of rigid body. See here, as we all study about the kinematics of rigid body, so these are the some points, okay, about the rigid body. A system of particles for which the distances between the particles remain unchanged. This is an ideal case. Okay, there is always some deformation in materials under the action of load. As I earlier said also, when the external force is applied, when the external force come over the surface, over the body, over the object, okay, a certain stresses is developed. That means the internal resisting capacity of that member. ठीक है, stress का मतलब क्या होता है? It is the internal resisting capacity of the member. Some stresses are developed, and because of these stresses, a deformation is caused. See, these all three cases are related to each other. These all three cases are related to each other. When the external load is applied over the body, a stresses is developed. As you all know, what is meant by stresses? It is the internal resisting capacity of the member. इंटरनल रेजिस्टिंग किस चीज को रेजिस्ट कर रहा है? ये पर्टिकुलर मटेरियल जो हमारी बॉडी है, जो हमारा स्पेसिमेन है, उसके अंदर भी रेजिस्टिंग कैपेसिटी होती है. जो वो एक्सटर्नल फोर्स जो पर्टिकुलर बॉडी पे आ रहा है उसको अपोज करता है, उसको रेजिस्ट करता है, सो दैट वो पर्टिकुलर स्पेसिमेन, पर्टिकुलर बॉडी आपका फेल नहीं होना चाहिए. इट शुड रेजिस्ट द एक्सटर्नल फोर्स. Okay, so under this action, under this phenomena, some stresses is developed inside the body, and because of these stresses, a deformation is caused. Deformation means certain changes take place inside the body. Okay, for example, deflection is caused, displacement is caused. These are the deformation which is caused due to the stress. Okay, so this deformation, there is always some deformation in materials under the action of load. Okay, so this deformation can be neglected if the changes in the shape are small compared to the movement of the body. So see here, जब स्ट्रक्चर पे पर्टिकुलर लोड एक्ट होता है तो स्ट्रेसेस डेवलप्ड होते हैं, स्ट्रेसेस की वजह से डिफॉर्मेशंस आते हैं, बट स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो डिफॉर्मेशन को भी, स्ट्रेसेस को रेजिस्ट करता है. डिफॉर्मेशन हार्डली स्मॉल कंपैरिजन अगर हम करते हैं तो बहुत ही नेग्लिजिबल होता है. ये डिफॉर्मेशंस जो होते हैं इनका अमाउंट बहुत ही स्मॉल होता है. सो वी निग्लेक्ट दैट पर्टिकुलर डिफॉर्मेशन. ओके, बिकॉज द डिफॉर्मेशन are small as compared to the movement of the body as whole. Okay, जितना particular body का movement हुआ है उसके comparison में the deformation is very small, so we have to neglect this particular point. See, in the kinematic topics of rigid body, first of all, this is an ideal case. Okay, there is always some deformation in materials under the action of load, but you have to neglect that particular deformation because they are very small in quantity as compared to the movement of the body. Okay, so this is the basic concept of rigid body, and rigid body is nothing but a fixity. Okay, next, this is particle kinematics. Developed the relationship governing the displacement, velocity and acceleration of point as they move along the straight or curved path. See here, there is a relationship between displacement, velocity and acceleration of point. as they move straight curved path, जैसे जैसे particular particles एक straight path follow करता है या तो curved path follow करता है, rotate होता है एक particular axis के according around particular axis के around rotate होता है, but they develop a relationship between displacement, velocity and acceleration. These all three concepts are interrelated to each other, develop the relationship governing the displacement, velocity and acceleration of points as they move along straight or curved path. Okay. Then in rigid body kinematics, same relationship will be used. Okay. There is a velocity, there is displacement and acceleration. Same relationship will be used, but in addition to that, rotational motion of rigid bodies will also be accounted. See here. In particle kinematics, there is only displacement, velocity and acceleration of a particular point. Okay. But in rigid body kinematics, there is a displacement, velocity, acceleration, but rotational motion of rigid bodies will also be accounted. Okay. There is a rotational motion there is a rotational motion of rigid body include in this particular topic in rigid body kinematics. There is a displacement of the particle, there is a velocity, there is acceleration exists, but in addition to that, there is a rotational motion of rigid body also exist, also accounted. Okay. Involves both linear and angular displacement, velocity and acceleration. See here, linear and angular displacement is there, velocity and acceleration. Okay. Discussion will be restricted to motion in a single plane, plane motion. When all parts of body move in a parallel planes, plane containing mass center is generally considered as plane of motion, and the body is treated as a thin slab whose motion is confined to the plane of the slab. See, these are the rigid body kinematics listed down. Okay. So you have to okay, so you have to learn, you have to go through this. Okay, there is a displacement, velocity and acceleration of point as they move along straight or curved path. Okay, but in addition to this displacement, velocity and acceleration, there is a rotational moment of rigid bodies will also be accounted. Okay, for rigid body kinematics, displacement is exist, velocity is also there, acceleration is also there, but in addition to all these three, there is a rotational motion of rigid bodies will also be accounted in rigid body kinematics. Okay, so these are the plane motions, translational, rotation at fixed axis, general planar motion. Okay, so translation means no rotation of any line in body, motion of the body is specified by motion of any point in the body, motion of a single particle. Okay, motion of a single particle. These are the type of rigid body, plane motion, and examples were there. Rocket, test, sled, rectilinear translation. See here, no rotation of any line in body. There is a no rotation caused, only the motion is there, specified motion is there of any point in the particular body. Okay, as you all see, an example is given. There is no rotation caused, but the motion is specified in a particular direction. Okay. Number 2 is curvilinear translation. See here, parallel links, swinging plates. The example is given. There is a motion. A particle moves in a circular path at the axis of rotation. Particle moves in the circular path along the same axis of rotation. All lines perpendicular to this axis of rotation rotate through the same angle. The angle is also same. The rotation is axis. The axis of rotation is also same. And they follow a particular circular path. Okay. So the example is shown like parallel link swinging plate. Their axis of rotation, they follow the circular path, and their axis is also same. And all the lines perpendicular to this axis of rotation rotate through the same angle. The angle is also same for this. This particular type is called as curvilinear translation. Next is general planar motion. Okay. Combination of translation and rotation. It is a type of motion causing the combined effect of translational and rotation. Okay. Fixed axis rotation. As you all see in the displaying picture, a compound pendulum is there. Rotation caused along the same axis. Okay. So it reflects the type of general planar motion. And there is an angle of rotation called as theta. As you see in this picture, A, B, B dash. Okay, A is the point called as fixed point. Okay, along that fixed point, the rotation is caused. Okay, fixed axis rotation. Along that particular point, a rotation is caused in a particular angle. Example giving the compound pendulum. Pendulum, example of pendulum is given. Next, general plane motion. The actual path of all the particles in the body are projected onto a single plane of motion. See here, a connecting rod in reciprocating engine shows the example of general plane motion. Here's the particular rod is rotating about the same axis. Okay, so look at these pictures displaying over this PPT. Rocket test sled is an example of rectilinear translation. Parallel link swinging plate is an example of curvilinear translation. Compound pendulum is an example of fixed axis rotation. And last one is connecting rod in a reciprocating engine is an example of general plane motion. Okay. So this is the overall concept of kinematics of rigid body. Okay. As we discuss, what is rigid body? As you all know, rigid body means fixity. There is a fixity in the particular structure. Theoretically, we study that in rigid body, when the external forces is act on a particular body, there is no effect on that particular rigid body from that external forces. जब भी rigid body पे कोई external force act करता है, but there is no effect caused by that external forces. Theoretically, we study this, but in practical, the condition is slightly different. If the external force is acting on a particular body, some stresses are developed, and because of the stresses, strains are developed. Okay. So the rigid body is a concept applicable in theoretical background, that there is no effect of external force on a particular body. Okay. So these are all the concept of system of forces and kinematics of rigid body. So just overlook today's lecture, what we study in today's lecture about. There are two topics covered in this particular lecture. We see what is meant by forces, the overall system of forces, okay, types of forces, and kinematics of rigid body. In overall this presentation, we covered all these four topics, that is what is meant by force, types of forces, then force system, types of force system, then we study the equilibrium conditions. After that, we cover the topic of friction, and at last, kinematics of rigid body. Okay, so after attending this lecture, you are able to know what is meant by force. Okay, then what is the unit of force? And force is a vector quantity. As you all know, there are two types of quantities, scalar or vector. So force is a vector quantity and its unit is Newton. Okay, it is an external agent. Okay, so एक बार हम समरी देख लेते हैं ओवरऑल. ओके, कि हमने पूरे लेक्चर में हमने क्या चीजें देखा, क्या चीजें एनालाइज की, क्या चीजें अंडरस्टैंड की. ओके, सो द ओवरऑल समरी ऑफ द लेक्चर इज force. It is an agent which produce or tends to produce or destroy the motion of a body. See here, external force हमारे बॉडी पे जब लगता है तो हमारा मूवमेंट कॉज होता है. ठीक है, there is a motion of body take place due to that external force. ठीक है, so force is an external agent which tends to produce or tends to destroy the motion of body. This particular external agent is called as force, through which the motion of body caused. See here, as we all know, a force is an external agent, okay, through which the motion of body caused. Okay, आपको सिर्फ इतना ही सीखना है कि when the external force is applied over the body, there is a motion take place, motion of body. ठीक है, produced. Okay, so these are the characteristics. Okay, so I'm over. एक समरी मैं आपको शो कर रही हूँ हमारे प्रेजेंटेशन का, हमारा टॉपिक का एक समरी मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. ठीक है, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ फोर्सेस. जैसे हमने देखा, फोर्स का कुछ एक मैग्नीट्यूड होता है, उसका कुछ एक वैल्यू होता है, कितने इंटेंसिटी से फोर्स एक्ट कर रहा है पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर पे, व्हाट इज द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर फोर्स. ठीक है, मे बी सम एग्जांपल इज गिवन ऑन दिस पीपीटी लाइक 10 किलो न्यूटन, 20 किलो न्यूटन, 30 किलो न्यूटन. तो सो दीज आर द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ फोर्सेस, क्वांटिटी, वैल्यू ऑफ फोर्सेस. ओके, एक्टिंग ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर बॉडी, कितने इंटेंसिटी से फोर्स एक्ट कर रहा है पर्टिकुलर बॉडी पे. Okay, so this is the magnitude of force. Example shown in this particular PPT, like 10 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton, or it may be 30, 40, 50, or etc. Okay, then the second characteristic is direction. ठीक है, जब पर्टिकुलर फोर्स पर्टिकुलर बॉडी पे एक्ट करता है तो वो पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन में एक्ट करता है, whether it is in downward direction or whether it is in upward direction, whether it is in right direction or it is in left direction. Okay, so a direction is there, and the next characteristic is nature. Okay, as you all know, what is meant by tensile force and what is meant by compressive force. Tensile force is that kind of force which try to pull the object. Okay, tensile force is try to pull the object, or compressive force is try to push the object. Okay, so there are two type of forces, mainly tensile or compressive. The nature of force is tensile or compressive. A pull or push forces were there. Pull force is called as tensile force, or compressive force is called as push. Okay, push nature of force is called as compressive forces. So these are the typically two basic types. Then the point of application, where the force is particular act, at what particular point the particular forces act. Okay, their point of application. Okay, वो particular specimen के particular body के कौन से point पे, which point, the point of application is very important. Okay, that particular point will go under the deflection or under the stresses. Okay, so point at which the force act is called as point of application. Okay, then after this we discuss about the type of forces. As you all know, these are the following types of forces. Okay, so contact forces. So these are the basic types which we discussed in this lecture. So just go through this summary. Okay, this is the direct contact of bodies called as contact forces. Pull or push, it may be tensile or it may be compressive. Just go through this summary. Then body forces, these are produced without contact of bodies. Okay, these are internally forces which are developed within the body. Okay, These are the point force acting on a particular point. This is the example shown, right? Then distributed force, it covers a large area. The force is distributed over the large area. ठीक? Sometimes we called in structure UDL, uniformly distributed load. That means in the overall area, the load distribution is same, uniform. There is a uniform distribution of load. Okay. Then external internal force, as I explained previously, as I explained in this lecture, what is meant by external and internal force. Okay. External force is applied over the body. Because of that, internal force is developed. That means internal resisting capacity of that particular member is developed, and the stresses is developed. Okay, because of the stresses, deformation caused. So in this way, the whole assembly is to be done. Under the action of external force, the internal force caused, that means the internal resisting capacity of the member. Okay, so then after this, we study about the action and reaction. This is according to the Newton's third law. Whenever a body exerts forces on a particular on another body, the other body exerts similar force on the former body. Okay, so this is called as action and reaction force. Okay, then we discuss about the frictional force. Okay, frictional force, as I explained, when the external force is acting on a particular body, an opposite force is acting at the contact surface to oppose that particular motion, and that particular force is called as friction force. Okay, see, this particular type of friction force we experienced in our daily life also. Hmm? Next we study about the wind force. As you all know, it is depending on the intensity of wind. Then we study about the cohesion and adhesion property. Cohesion between the molecules of same material. It is a force developed between the molecules of same materials. Okay, and when the materials are different, then the particular type of force is called as adhesive force. Okay, then hydrostatic force exerted by the water pressure. This is generally force take place in the designing of dam or reservoir. Okay, and in water tank and in underwater construction. So this particular type of force taken into consideration under the underwater construction or in dam construction. Okay. Next is system of forces. As we discuss about the system of forces, the name itself gives the meaning of that particular system of forces. Okay. Only two criterias were there: the plane and their point of action. Okay, their origin and the plane. This is the two basic criteria of the system of forces. Coplanar forces. In coplanar forces, plane is same. Concurrent forces, their meeting point is same. Collinear forces, their line of action is same. So this is the basic system of forces. You have to understand it. Okay, throughout your engineering career, throughout your in field of construction civil engineering, this all the system of forces are very important concept. See, coplanar forces, concurrent forces, collinear, coplanar, concurrent, plane भी same, meeting point भी same, coplanar, non concurrent, plane same है, meeting point same नहीं है, non coplanar, planes, lamina is also different. Okay, but their meeting point is same. Okay, non-coplanar, non-concurrent, lamina is also different and meeting point is not same. They all are act in different directions. Their common point then do not meet at a one common point. Okay, then we discuss about the like parallel forces. They are parallel to each other. Unlike parallel forces, they are also parallel to each other, but their direction of forces are different. Okay, then spatial forces acting at space, in space. Okay, next, this is the, as we discussed this coplanar, these are the examples. You just go through it, so you will get the detail about these forces. Okay, then concurrent forces, these are the examples. Just go through it. Okay, so you will get the idea about the system of forces, the overall System of forces is explained with the help of diagrammatic representation is there in this particular PPT. So there is a diagrammatic representation so that you will able to understand it properly. Okay, so your concept will get clear properly. Okay, next, coplanar concurrent forces system. Okay, see the 3D view diagram is shown displaying on this PPT so that you can understand that they do not lie on the same plane. So in 3D way, you can understand the different planes of that particular object. Okay, and in three different planes, the three different forces are acting, but their meeting point is same. Okay, though the plane is different for all the forces, but their common meeting point is same. So a 3D way illusion, 3D way diagram is there to explain the concept of this. Okay, so you just go through it. Okay, then this is coplanar non-concurrent forces. Plane is same, but they do not meet at one point. Okay, example is given. Okay, this is non-coplanar non-concurrent forces. As you all know, plane is also not same and they are not meet at one point. Okay, all the F1, F2, F3, all the three forces are acting on a different lamina. Okay, then like unlike spatial forces. Okay, then we discuss about the resolved forces. Okay, so this particular resolution is take place for the inclined forces. When there is an inclined force acting on a particular body, we have to first resolve it in x direction and y direction, then our analysis will start. Okay, सबसे पहले हमें उसे resolve करना पड़ता है, तभी जाके हम उसका analysis कर सकते हैं. Okay, when there is an inclined force acting on a particular body, you have to resolve it first. So the resolution components are two. There are two components of resolution, f of x and f of y. Okay, f of x is equal to f cos theta, f of y is equal to f sin theta. In this particular, by applying the trigonometric principle, we have to resolve this component into two direction. Okay, so then we study about the equilibrium condition. As you all know, the equilibrium condition, the external forces and moments are balanced and will impart no translational or rotational motion of the body. Okay, this is the basic concept of equilibrium condition. There are three basic equilibrium conditions: summation of f of x is equal to 0, summation of f of y is equal to 0, and summation of moment is equal to 0. As you all know, what is meant by moment? It is a force into distance. Okay, moment is caused by the external force. Okay, particular point at a particular point. So summation of all the forces in x direction, jitne bhi forces x direction mein ja rahe hai, whether it is opposite to each other or whether it is in same direction, you have to summation, you have to add this particular moment, particular forces in x direction and equate it with 0. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? They will impart no translational or rotational motion of the body. Okay, जब भी external forces apply होते हैं in x direction, y direction, z direction, a moment is caused, but they all get balanced, they all get neutral. Okay, and will impart no motion of the body. इससे particular body को कोई effect नहीं होता है, right? This is the concept of rigid body. Then we discuss about the friction. What is meant by friction? Okay, whenever the external force is applied over the body and opposite forces resist that particular force, particular motion at contact surface, and it is called as friction force. Okay, then we discuss about the types of friction. Okay, as you all know, these are the four types: static, dynamic, sliding, rolling. Okay, we discuss about all these 4 points, 4 criteria, 4 types of friction. As you all know, what is meant by static condition and what is meant by dynamic condition. Static condition is it the condition in which the body is at rest position. Dynamic condition, when the body is in motion. Okay, so you all know what is meant by static and dynamic. In this particular state of friction forces exist, then it is called as static friction and dynamic friction. Okay, then I explain I'm explaining the sliding friction also, rolling friction also. Okay, so these are the types of friction we discussed in this particular lecture of engineering mechanics. Okay, then we discuss about the kinematics of point mass and rigid body. The only concept is that they're having the same velocity, same acceleration, okay, and rotational about the fixed axis, okay. And the one more concept is the all the particles move in circular path about the axis of rotation, okay. Then what is meant by rigid body in this particular kinematic system? These are the points we have to consider, okay. Then particle kinematics, then rigid body kinematics. These are the points which we have to include in the kinematics of rigid body, okay. And this is the diagrammatic representation of plane motions, diagrammatic representation of translation, rotation about fixed axis, general planar motions, okay. And these are the examples of that rigid body plane motion, okay. The rectilinear translation, rocket test, sled is an example given. Curvilinear translation, paralleling swinging plate, the example is given. Fixed axis rotation, compound pendulum is given. So these are the examples related to that particular rigid body plane motions, okay. So today under this Prerna scheme sponsored by AICT New Delhi, okay, we discuss the topic in engineering mechanics, system of forces and kinematics of rigid body. So hope you all are present, be attentive in the lecture, and understand and grasp the concept of system of forces and kinematics of rigid body, okay. So huh? Asif sir. Hmm. Okay. So I hope you all are able to understand the basic engineering mechanics concept, okay. The force, what is meant by force, what is the unit of force, है ना, force क्या है, what is the unit of force, whether it is a vector quantity or scalar quantity. Force is generally a vector quantity, okay. A force is an external agent, okay. So in this way, in this particular session, we discuss about the force, the type of force, system of force, type of system of force, the equilibrium condition, the friction parameter, types of friction, and the kinematics of rigid body. So in overall session, I hope you should able to understand the detailed concept, okay, of force system under the engineering mechanics. And in gate examination, overall 3 to 5 marks based on the engineering mechanics. So these are the very basics. Just go through it, okay. You will be able to solve 3 to 5 questions asked on engineering mechanics in gate examination, okay. So all the best, and I'm
Thank you, ma'am.
ending my lecture.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you for taking such a wonderful lecture. I hope student will understand the concept which you have explained for the subject engineering mechanics, and definitely this topic, whatever you have covered in these 2 hours, the students will be getting benefited in their examination preparation for GATE 2021. And I wish all the best to the students for their future. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the lecture.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. पता नहीं।